And we had a wonderful dinner, and the hostess and the host were just wonderful people. Food was delectable, everything was great. And of course these three men, they're talking about being in the service at the end of the war and this and that. And I just let it, I mean, I enjoyed the fun listening to them and this and that. But then when the dinner was over and they had some after dinner aperitifs and this and that, and I had one or so and sat there and the hostess said, "Marshall, were you in the service?" I said, "Yes, I was." That's all I said. I said, "Yes, I was." "When did you go in the service?" And I said, "In 1938. And she stopped and she said, "Well, that's over almost 4 years before the war started." I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she said, "Where were you when Pearl Harbor hit?" I said, "Do you want to know?" I said, "I was with the British Army. We were on Task Force 14. We were hauling British troops." And I said, "We were off in Cape Town, South Africa. We were in the Roaring 40s. And I said, "Well, did you know anything about Pearl? How do you know about Pearl Harbor?" I said, "On the 5th of December, we had radio messages. And I got to see them, and we knew on the 7th that the Japanese were going to hit us." So she asked me to leave the house. Said no, that no one would ever do anything like that. Said, "This is," said, so I went and got my hat and coat. I mean, I mean,
so you knew about it, but you were ordered to shut
I was
up.
ordered to speak. Well, she asked me a question. "Where were you when Pearl Harbor hit?" And I told her the truth, and said, she evidently just rebelled and said no one would ever do anything like that. I mean, how could you say such a thing? I mean, I said, "I'm sorry."
That's the truth.
So that's the reaction that most people give. But I have all the documentation.